Hey, Steve Magnante here at High Octane Classics in Auburn, Massachusetts, with what you might call the most potent muscle car of the 1980s, the Buick Grand National. This is a 1987, the final year for the mighty turbocharged Buick. Now, this is not a GNX, although it is a WE2 Grand National, the next best thing. It does have the aftermarket wheels, the sort of GNX looking wheels, which are fine. But again, under the hood, let's see what we have there. Of course, it's going to be a V6, as all of these were, and yeah, look at that, there it is. Now, this one has been modified, as many of these cars were. It's got a Duttweiler intake setup, a larger Turbonetics turbocharger, and certainly has been massaged for even more power than the factory rating. The intercooler is still there, of course, the Barrett item. And again, we see here precision turbo wastegate, which is set for a higher number before it goes off, of course, increasing the amount of boost. This car was purchased by a fella, the original owner, and with very low miles on it, he decided to modify it gently for drag racing, and that he did. After running it for a period of time, he took it off the road, and it's been sitting pretty much ever since, although he did fire it up and run it to keep it happy and healthy. But it's a very clean, pretty much unmolested, cosmetically Grand National. And we go up to the front here, and again, here are those lace-type N-key wheels. They look like GNX stuff, but remember, the GNX would have the add-on fender flares and the vents in the fender. This is pretty much just a pure Grand National. There's nothing just about that. Now, as a drag enthusiast, he did not go, the original owner, for the T-tops, which is fine by me. It's a steel roof car here. It's not buckling, which is a nice thing. And again, these are body-on-frame cars, so they're pretty rugged. The tail of the car is beautiful. Aftermarket exhaust, dual exhaust here, and we can maybe take the camera and poke it down underneath. We'll see those dual stainless steel mufflers, which replace the stock transverse muffler for better performance. The 8.5-inch ring gear differential in place, and certainly part of the Grand National recipe for success. This does have some drag radials on the back, so it's a pretty serious piece. Drives normally or stomps Mustang 5.0s with no problem. Now, 1987 was the year, of course. The Grand National had this wonderful deck spoiler, as it did in 86, but a turbo Buick standard Regal would not have the deck spoiler in 1987. It was reserved specifically for the Grand National in this final year. But again, the blacked out everything, part of the Grand National. It's part of why they said, Darth Vader, your car is ready. These things were blacked out and sinister. Now, this is very important here. This is the service sticker. And on this, we kind of look sideways at this thing. But these are read each column up and down, not side to side, but up and down. But important things we see here are WE2, right there. That means the Grand National turbocharged package. G80, believe it or not, you had to pay 85 bucks extra to get the limited slip differential, but there it is right there. Good to see that. This car also has the power antenna, and again, a nicely adult, mature owned and modified Grand Nationals. And I remember back in the 80s, I was probably 20 years old when these cars were out. In fact, I was 24 years old, 25 years old. But anyway, I do recall most of the guys who bought these things weren't teenagers. Younger guys bought the 5.0s, they'd power shift them and beat them up. It was more mature guys, 30 and 40-year-old engineers who tended to buy these cars when they were new. And that's the case here. This car has been adult owned all of its life, and it can be yours with as little as 10% down. And keep in mind that High Octane Classics does accept trades, late models, special interest cars, you name it, and they will deliver the car to your place of work, your school, whatever you like, or your kid's school if you're a real nice dad. That's all possible. And also keep in mind that High Octane Classics is always looking to purchase vehicles from 1 to 50. They're always buying vehicles to replenish stock as cars like this sell. And if you're a good mechanic or salesperson and you want to have a change of pace, you might want to give the people here at High Octane Classics a call at 508-859-4515 to think about perhaps joining the team. But to learn more about this 87 Grand National with light modifications, adult-owned modifications, check it out on the High Octane Classics website.